Hi students, welcome to the Technology and Data Analytics for NC Tech Part 5. Now students, this is the area which most of the students will have expected to come to the examination, because if you see, there are a lot of technical articles which is having the infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. I am just saying one thing: exam point of view, very direct to the case, very direct to NC Tech, correct, this section. But I do have a big doubt. If it is come, it's good for everyone. It's good for the entire students who are doing. But as a professional student, you have to also think about the reversal. Suppose if this not come, how can I prepare? So just have an idea about that. But in this case, this can have a connection with strategy, students, because currently we are facing a flux. So in that, it will be an issue. Now, students, just to give you a quick recap on the area so that it will be easier for you all to understand how it works and apply. Now, the first thing, students, there is something called the supply chain management. Now, if you observe the supply chain management, students, in that case, it is effectively focusing on how the logistic function works and how technology supports them. Now, students, if you observe nowadays, technology supports the logistic functions. Example, we call it as ERP, all those things. But in this case, students, one aspect for NC Tech can be, now we are providing a lot of services to SME, right? So SME business in supply chain management can be, and due to our poor inefficiency in the systems, they are struggling. There can be complaints from this, complaints, litigation, court cases, so many things can come. So this is the only aspect that can come in supply chain management, and very rarely that we can diversify into a supply chain management company. Just a point of view only, you can have your own assumption, not an issue. Now, the next thing, students, that you have to have a little bit of idea is something called the disruptive technology. So I'll write down here, students. The disruptive technology is something that you have to keep on idea. And the idea of that is cryptocurrency. Please go through the technical article, students. There is article with regards to the cryptocurrency that is very, very important and essential. And then, students, we have the blockchain also, if I'm not mistaken, and just go through that how it can be, because blockchain technology has more relationship to this, because we are currently having centralized systems. So blockchain will be a bigger factor to be considered. And then, students, cloud technology, as you already know, we are currently in that business, cloud technology. And then, students, another thing, Internet of Things, that is IoT and smart technologies. Actually, we need to have data in order to do that. And then chatbot, students, we can design it based on that. And beacon technology, that is again Bluetooth based technology, students. Like if you are aware, nowadays, students, with your mobile phone you can control your fan, if I'm not mistaken. Now AC can be controlled through your mobile phone. Now they have that AC remote in the mobile phone. So that is beacon technology nowadays. Using that, you can control another device. Just keep that in mind, student. And in an organization, it will sense the human people are there. For example, automation, like if people are not there, automatically lights can switch off. So that is the beacon technology. Then the next thing, students, we have to consider is the data migration. Now, students, data migration is the process we transfer the data from one place to another place. So it can be effectively, students, I can say parallel data transformation. That is, at the same time you transfer data, so data loss will be less. Then the other one is direct. This is the highest risk. You directly move your data to another system. So this can come, students, in case if the examiner is directly testing this topic, it's good for the entire students. So direct is a high risk. And the next one is the phased approach, that is step by step, I can say. And students, project management is a area that can be tested also. So just keep that in mind for your understanding. And then how it can be done, there can be planning there can be data mapping, how our data can be in one folders, and then manual input is one more thing. You have to input the data manually. Then there is testing and there is implementation. Again, remember students, these are just the textbook application, but in the examination, the exhibit plays the critical role. So you have to be very, very, very careful with that students, because it's very, very important. And the next thing students, in the disruptive technology, I just want to go with AI, that is artificial intelligence. Because students, if you observe again, artificial intelligence, they may just test in case, because students, currently software as a service, so slowly there can be developments coming forward. So artificial intelligence, we have something called the supervised learning. In simple language, the part of machine learning students, the supervised learning is input by human. We input the data and ask for output. Example students, Excel. Now Excel is supervised learning, no students. You input the data, you drag and drop, everything will come. So input, that is supervised learning. Then students, the other one is students unsupervised learning. The other one is called as unsupervised learning. Now unsupervised learning means students that you input the data, but system generates many outputs. Systems generates many output. Now students, if you observe spell check, have you observed students spelling check? Now example, autocorrect, spell check, all these things are like unsupervised learning. It will give you many suggestions. That is one thing. And the other one is reinforced learning. This is the dangerous one, like ChatGPT. Reinforced learning. Now students, what happens is, system collects data, no need human. System collects data and system generates data. That is the understanding. System collects data and system generates data. So I believe students, you have understood these application properly. So these are the AI challenges that is there. And then students, moving forward, the other thing is the security controls that you have to keep in mind. This can have more connection with the risk area students. So what are the controls we have? One is the general controls. Please have an idea students. General control, basic controls, like we have to have a CCTV camera, all those things are general control. And then students, there is software control. We have to make sure we buy the good software, not the pirated one. And application control, how the data is inputted, all those things. And the network control, that is also one more factor. Please have an idea about these students, because this is very, very important in case if a risk comes. And this is one area that can come for sure. Ethics in data. Ethics in data. Now, this is one sure area. There is something called GDPR, that is 2018 UK Act. UK Act. So understand it very well. GDPR, Global Data Protection Regulation Act. So that is something you can refer. And then students, Microsoft data policies. So Microsoft data policies, they have just given. Now you need not memorize this, but you can use this actually in case if you are going to start a new thing. So the other one is the data process should be fair. Fairness, you must not do any discrimination. It should be reliable and safe also. Correct, no students, reliable and safe. And then students, privacy must be there. Privacy is one more thing. And then students, it should be inclusive. That means only for one person. And then students, there needs to be transparency as well. Keep that in mind. And then students, accountability is also very, very important. So just remember these headings, because this will help you to save time in the exam day. And the other one students, it's a new area like CSR. It is CDR, very simple, corporate digital responsibility, corporate digital responsibility, corporate digital responsibility. So in this case, shall we just think about it? So we have to have a digital stewardship. One person must be there to ensure the data is protected. We are like the servants for them. And the customer expectations. So I'll write down here, customer expectations are very important. And then students, giving them good service is important, very very important. And then students data value, because students data value needs to be preserved because sensitive data has high value. And then there is something called digital inclusiveness or inclusion, that is you should be very careful with that data getting not shared to other people. So just remember this Microsoft data policies and the CDR, corporate digital responsibility. I'll just highlight this ethics column, students, because I have a wild guess that this section can come. I'm just making a very much wild guess this section can come, but the students will write down the normal ethics, so be very, very careful. And one thing I have to say, if this comes in the examination, if you are lucky, but don't expect luck, focus on hard work. Thank you very much, students.